Hey guys, Hone Houdini Ty here, helping you escape your 9 to 5. And today's video, I am going to be talking about debt and how debt is not the problem, right? People keep talking about how they have so much debt and they can't get ahead and how you should never be in debt and cut up your credit cards. And I think that is just the worst advice ever. Imagine you're an 18-year-old and you listen to this advice. You're an 18-year-old, you listen to the advice. Don't have any debt, don't get any credit cards, right? And so you have none. And then 5 years pass and you're 23 and you're like, okay, I'm ready to leave the house. I want to move out. And then you go to try to get an apartment or buy a house. What are you going to do? What's the first thing that they do? They run your credit, right? They're running your credit to see how credit worthy you are. And if you didn't get any credit when you were 18, then you miss out on 5 years of developing your credit score. And now people are saying no to you, all because you heard this bad advice of that debt is bad. Debt is not the problem. You know what truly is the problem? You are the problem. And now, what do I mean by that, right? It's not that debt is the problem, because I know plenty of people who have used debt to become multi-millionaires. Multi-millionaires, these people became. I know of a person who made $5 million on a deal where he went out, he raised $10 million, and he borrowed another $20 million, and now he has this $30 million property. And then later on sold the property and ended up walking away with $5 million. Tell me about how somebody without debt would go about making $5 million, right? So this was an excellent way how someone used debt to make millions of dollars. So being that he made $5 million using debt, would you say that debt is bad? Or would you just say that maybe most people don't know how to use debt properly, so they are the problem, not the debt? Debt can make you very rich. And then let's go back. Let's talk about what people consider good things and safe paths to life, right? People talk about having a 9-to-5 job, a safe, secure job, get a job, get paid, right? Consistent income. So how do you get really good jobs? Well, usually you have to go to school, and usually that school is college. So I'm assuming that people are talking about going to school and getting a college degree. Well, most people can't afford a college degree right off the bat. So in order to get this college degree, you got to take on student loan debt. And if you take on student loan debt, well, there you go. There's that debt again. But was debt bad? Was debt in this instance bad if it allowed you to attend college with no money out of pocket, right? It opened the door for you. Now, there are some people who feel like they're in a bad situation because of the college debt, because they have a job that doesn't pay them enough to cover the debt. Now, that's a bad situation, but was that the debt's fault? Was it the debt's fault that you chose to major in English or philosophy and you couldn't find a job in the real world that paid a lot of money? See, it's not the debt's fault. The debt gave you the opportunity. You just chose to go this way or that way with that opportunity, and it's not paying you what you want financially, and you feel like it's cost you a lot of like life, and you feel like debt is the problem, but you fail to blame yourself. You fail to take the credit and the responsibility for how your life has turned out. You blame the debt. Now, I know what people are talking about when they say debt. They also mean like credit card debt, and like don't buy TVs and cars and things you don't need, right? Don't buy things you don't need using credit cards. Don't buy things you don't need using debt. Well, again, whose responsibility is that? There are plenty of people who have credit cards who buy all their stuff on it, yet they don't have a problem with it because they pay their credit cards off. They usually don't pay any interest on their credit cards. And then they end up with free stuff, right? They get to fly all around the world for free. They get to stay in the best hotels for free. They get to eat for free. They get to do all these things for free, all because of their credit cards, aka debt, right? Again, how is it that debt is so bad, right? Why is it that debt is so bad, but in actuality, it's giving you all of these opportunities? So again, it's not the debt. The debt is not the problem. It's the person and their knowledge and their responsibility and their abilities, right? So I've been able to take debt, use that debt, buy properties, right? And then use more debt to fix up the properties. And then I go sell that to somebody else who takes out a loan, more debt to pay me off and pay off all my lenders. And I keep a little spread in between. So I think debt is a good thing. Debt is not the problem. The problem is your ability to use debt in the right way so that you can get ahead. So let's stop blaming debt. Let's stop calling debt bad names. Use debt responsibly and you will get further ahead in life. It's amazing what you can do with debt. Debt is not the problem. Often you are. But a lot of people, they don't want to take responsibility for things, right? When things go wrong, they don't want to be the one in trouble. They don't want to be the ones who made the mistake. Well, look, just own up to it. It's okay. In the end, nobody really cares, right? You're living your life. Nobody else has to live this life, right? Nobody else has to live this life for you. You have to live with it. You have to deal with the repercussions and all of the consequences. But don't allow your limited thinking to give the label to the wrong thing. Don't label debt as the enemy, because it is not. It is not your enemy. Debt could be your friend. And there's good debt and bad debt. But for most people, debt is debt. And that's just not true, right? Debt is not just debt. There's good debt, there's bad debt. Good debt is where you borrow money and it makes you more money. Let's say I borrowed money at 2%. I borrowed money at 2% because my line of credit or credit card was offering me a promotional rate. I borrow it at 2% and then I lend it at 8%. So then I'm making 6% in the middle on money that's not even mine. So tell me again why that's bad debt. Now, it could be bad debt if that person I lent it out at 8% doesn't pay me. If they don't pay me, then I can't pay my 2%, and now that's bad debt. And I understand that. But again, it's your responsibility to underwrite the person you're lending to, right? Just like how it was the credit card's responsibility to underwrite you and issue the credit card. So it's your responsibility. Take hold of your life, right? Take responsibility of your life and make it the way you want it. And if it's not the way you want it right now, then do something different about it. Just keep trying, keep reiterating your life. It's not stuck, it's not static. It is dynamic, constantly changing, and can be improved based on your willingness to take responsibility and actions towards improving that life. Hopefully, this video has helped you understand what I talk about when I say that debt can be good. I don't want you to label it evil or bad, because that would be incorrect. That would be naive. That would be short-sighted. And it could remove a lot of opportunities in your life. Now, for some of you guys, you don't have any credit or you have bad credit, right? Well, let's work on it. Let's work on it, right? Credit wasn't your problem. You were your problem. If you have bad credit because of things you bought on credit, was that the credit cards company fault or yours? It was yours. But own up to it. It's okay. Just own up to it and let's move forward from there. Nobody's here to point fingers. Nobody cares. Ultimately, because it's your life. It doesn't affect anybody but you. And everybody else is just focused on themselves. So just say, okay, you know what, Hone, I messed up. And that's fine. You messed up. Okay. How do we fix this moving forward? And that's it, right? And then you'll look back and be like, man, that was a thing on my record a long time ago. Oh well. It falls off. Who cares? It doesn't fall off when you try to avoid it, deny it, put your head in the sand, as they call it. It doesn't go away when you do that. So own up to it, and let's make some moves. Let's use debt the right way. Let's get some assets. Let's maximize our good debt and get rich. All right, y'all. Well, that's it. Hopefully this video helped, and I'll see you in the next one.